Day 4, Partridge and Pear Tree. It's Christmas. It's the end of September. The barometer needle still points to sunny and the mercury has settled itself in the low 20s. Slowly the shops have started sneaking packs of Christmas cards and dusty tinsel onto their shelves. Everything is half price and people are buying it. As I walk down the aisles past the glitter and the sparkle and the motion-activated dancing snowmen, the shop's music systems intersperse classic Christmas anthems amongst the usual middle-of-the-road pop drivel that is played on a continuous loop. Someone somewhere has been paid a fortune to scientifically produce a playlist that encourages people to buy more than they actually want. The songs can't be too aggressive or too relaxing, just in case they heighten the emotions and cause unnecessary outbursts of excitement. The aisles would be full of old people rolling around on the floor, clutching at their chests and making the experience of shopping more frustrating than it usually is. The songs have to be easy listening, nonchalant, blah. It's called Muzak apparently, and there's a skill to it, and it drives me crazy. I work in one of these shops. This morning, Mum asked me to pick up a bag of pears and some Christmas wrapping paper when I leave off work. She said that she wanted to get everything bought, wrapped and out of the way by November. She says this every year, and every year she rushes around at 3:30 on Christmas Eve, trying to find something nice for someone she doesn't like. I don't know why she pretends it will be any different this year. I reluctantly buy the most hideous wrapping paper I can find. There isn't really much choice, and a bag of pears, and make my way home through the crowds of posing boys prancing around with their shirts unbuttoned, hoping to impress groups of silly schoolgirls giggling into their makeup mirrors. My sister Jenny is one of those girls. She's sitting on a wall near her school with her skirt barely reaching her crotch. She catches my eye and glares. She flicks me the middle finger as I walk past and yells something at me in tech speak. She's delightful. She really is. Before I even put my key in the door, I can hear Mum singing Christmas carols in a painful falsetto voice. As with every song she sings along to, she mumbles a garbled noise to the parts she doesn't know the words to. She's sitting at the desk, staring at the computer. She's warming her hands against a roaring open-fire screensaver that Jenny downloaded for her. She has no idea how to use the computer other than to turn it on and to set the screensaver. On the mantelpiece is a little wooden nativity scene that she found at a jumble sale. She gets it ready extra early every year. She cleans every figure individually with a grubby yellow duster. Over the years, the scene has fallen foul to the taste buds of our dog, Big Bird. Mum allowed Jenny to name the dog. Big Bird chewed the head off one of the wise men and swallowed the baby Jesus in one gulp. The centrepiece of the nativity is now a conker in a manger who is being visited by 2 wise men and a Lego Darth Vader. I notice a pile of paper, a pair of scissors, jars of coloured glitter and a pot of glue sitting next to her on the desk. I ask her what it's all for. She turns around and grins. She tells me that she's getting a head start on making the decorations. She insists that the ones in the shops are so tacky and she likes the personal touch. She throws a string of paper chains towards me and the glitter pings off in every direction. Guess who'll be cleaning that up later? She stands up and asks if I want a cup of tea. As she gets out of the chair, a snowfall of tiny paper pieces tumble off her lap onto the carpet. Guess who will also be clearing that up later? I plonk the bag of pears down on the kitchen worktop. She rushes over and rips open the bag. She has a look of determination in her eyes. She shovels a pear into her mouth as though she hasn't eaten for months. I take a few steps back just in case she eats me too. When she's finished, she spits the pips out into her hand and puts them in a sandwich bag that appears to have more pear pips in it already. I ask her what she's going to do with them. She grins and rushes into the living room. She returns with her hands behind her back. She wants me to guess what she's holding. I don't want to guess. She shows me a dead stuffed bird. It's a partridge. She tosses me the bird and I throw it onto the table. She knows I hate taxidermy. She grabs the roll of paper from my hand as she walks past and does a little skip of excitement. She waves it in the air and knocks the lampshade, but she's singing too loudly to notice. I tell her to stop being such an idiot and she tells me to stop being such a Scrooge. She's too preoccupied with the reindeers in Santa hats staring back at her from the wrapping paper to remember that she offered to make me a cup of tea. I tell her that I saw Jenny flashing her pants to the world. She closes her eyes and continues to dance around the room. She never listens. Big Bird hobbles up to me. I feel sorry for him. He can't escape Mum's Christmas obsession. He especially hates her motion, super-sensitive dancing characters. He stretches, and a fat Santa in a metallic red jumpsuit holding a sprig of mistletoe jumps to life, singing "I Saw Mummy Kissing Santa Claus." He perks up his head when the postman comes, and he has to endure Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer spewing from a scary-looking reindeer with a dodgy eye and a red light for a nose that flashes erratically. He sneezes or scratches, and the whole house is filled with the dulcet tones of a squeaky-voiced snowman wearing a top hat, bobbing up and down and warbling Frosty the Snowman. I take him for a walk. The door latch clicks behind us, and all I can hear through the open window is a medley of badly recorded Christmas songs. I'm glad to be out of there. I see Dad walking along the pavement towards me. He's carrying a box under his arm. Big Bird pulls forward and sniffs Dad's crotch. Dad tickles him under the chin, and he lies down in the middle of the pavement, right in the way of all pedestrian traffic. A woman sighs loudly and takes an exaggerated step over his tail. I glance at the box Dad's carrying. It has a picture of a giant Christmas tree on the side. Dad rolls his eyes. "Your mother asked me to pick it up," he explains. "She wants me to set it up when I get home." He sighs. "We're going to have a 6-foot inflatable Christmas tree sitting in our front garden for the next 3 months, he winces. "I doubt it," I reply. "It'll be stolen in a few days." He nods in agreement. "That's why she had me order 4 more, he mumbles, "and they'll be delivered on Friday." He leans down to pat Big Bird, but he's too occupied by an ant scuttling along the pavement. I wish Dad luck. He chuckles. He tells me not to be late home for dinner. Mum's cooking turkey. I pull at Big Bird's lead and almost dislocate my shoulder. He's a big dog, and he's a stubborn dog. When he's ready, he gets up and pulls me towards the beach. I let him think that it's all his idea, but we were going there anyway. It's empty, which is the way we like it. I let him off the lead, and he chases his tail for at least 30 seconds before running after a rabbit. It's warm. Not hot, just warm. There's a bit of a breeze in the air, but that's welcome. There's a boat straddling the horizon. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Big Bird rolls around in seaweed and digs to China to find the best stones. He sneezes and awaits the awful sound of a Christmas character. It doesn't come. He goes back to playing. I start to sing Jingle Bells to myself and then scream, "Oh, there's no need for that, not in September." Big Bird comes running towards me with a clump of dried seaweed in his mouth. Tangled up amongst the seaweed are a Dutch crisp packet and a used tampon. He shakes his head vigorously to kill it, thankfully flinging the tampon back into the sea. Once convinced it's dead, he drops the creature from his teeth and runs towards a black groin sticking out of the sand at the water's edge like a rotten tooth. He sniffs it, rubs his back up against it, sniffs it again, and then cocks his leg. A minute later, and the groin glistens. Big Bird turns on his heels towards home. I'm done. Let's go.